A lot of college students are dealing with mental health issues. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Loretta Owandu, a Christian influencer. I share faith-based life tips and basically Bible study topics. And I'm so glad you're on here with me today. We are going to be talking about an issue that has cut across our society, mental health. A lot of people are going through mental health situations, anxiety, depression, paranoia, bipolar issues. A lot of things are happening, and these are people that can be our friends, they can be our family, they can be our co-workers even. There are several ways by which we can try to avoid mental health issues. Now, some of them are spiritual, contrary to what some people say. Mental health issues can be spiritual, like someone could have done something to you in some kind of voodoo house to make you go mad, okay? And that is very, very real. Anyways, I know. Now, talking about the mental health issue that stems from the battlefield of the mind. That's really what I want to focus on, the battlefield of the mind. You constantly have good thoughts, and sometimes, depending on what you're exposed to, there are bad thoughts, or depending on your past, you know, how you grew up. Were you a child that was abused? Maybe not physically or sexually, but even emotionally with words. Did you have parents, aunties, grandmas, or uncles, whoever you lived with, that constantly told you were not good enough? People that reaffirmed that belief as you grew older, telling you, oh, no one's ever gonna be with you, no one's ever gonna marry you. Whatever those words that came at you were, I want you to just imagine that all those people were thieves and robbers. Not that they meant to, but the enemy used them. Some of them meant to, but the enemy used them as thieves and robbers of your innocence, as thieves and robbers of your mind. So I want you to learn how to filter those thoughts. Now that you can think, go back to that horrible thought, whatever it was, go back to where it first started, where you started feeling I'm not good enough, where you started feeling like you're not worthy enough, where you started feeling sad and down. Go back to that moment and remember what caused it. Now that you have done that, you need to pause this video, take a moment and do that. And now that you have done that, I want you to look and face whatever that word is or those words were and say, that is not who I am. God made you beautiful. God made you awesome. Through Christ, you can do all things. God made you in such a way that you can do exploits. You can do amazing, amazing things. You can soar really high, higher than people can ever think. And so whatever those things are, I want you to address them. I want you to look back at them and say, that is not who I am. I am beautiful. I am bold. I am smart. I'm intelligent. I have the wisdom of God in me, and I'm going to do great and mighty things on earth for God's kingdom. Being a college student back in Oklahoma State, there were times where I didn't really classify it as mental health issues, but I did go through some anxiety. I did go through some depression. I mean, come on now. You know, studying for college, I was an engineering major, and having to study, prepare for my exams and all of that, and the pressures. Sometimes I took 17 credit hours, 19 credit hours, because I was trying to just graduate at some point, you know. So it can put a lot of stress on you. And I'm not saying it's necessarily about the credit hours, although that can be a contributing factor, but it's more about the mechanism that you have developed internally to handle stress. It's very, very important that you don't just go through life thinking, oh, I'll be fine, it's okay. No, intentionally develop mechanisms to handle stress, to handle anxiety, to handle depression. There are times when you need to have an accountability partner. You need someone to call and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. I'm about to break down. And they can talk you out of it. Make sure it's a godly person. They can also pray with you. Okay, now if you're going through just stress from exams and all of that, take a step back. A lot of times you need to take a step back. Sometimes we work so hard on our studies and we don't take care of ourselves. Now, for me, I'm a major introvert, so I did have friends in college. I did hang out with friends in college. However, I am an introvert. Contrary to what a lot of people think, I'm a very major introvert, and it's based on how I recharge. Okay, so I engaged myself in dancing. I was part of the African Student Organization, and I danced my heart out. And then I was also a part of, some gym classes. I had free gym membership with the school. Oklahoma State, by the way, has the best gym ever. I just have to throw that out there, at least that I have seen. They have the best. Okay, so I was able to go to the studios and do dance classes, and I had fun. I did Pilates classes. Though that was my way of distressing. At some point in college, I used to run 3 miles every single day. Every day, maybe except Sunday, but sometimes even Sunday evenings I would go and run. It's called a Boomer Lake. I would go and run I'll go do a 3-mile run at Boomer Lake. And I became a size 6, dress size 6 at that point. I lost so much weight. But what it did for me mentally was amazing. So identify the way you distress. Oklahoma State as a school has all sorts of different things. It's badminton, volleyball, a whole lot of things going on. I don't know what school you're in, but find ways to distress. Stillwater was a little old small town. Like I always say to people, Kings, I joke about this, but I always say, oh, Kings are made in the wilderness. Stillwater was my wilderness. But there are still, despite the fact that it was a really small town, I still was able to find ways within campus and even outside campus to be able to distress. So find those ways. You don't have to book all the time, okay? Study. Make sure you study, but it's important that you learn how to plan yourself in a way that you are distressing, because a lot of parents are really hard on students. You must get this certain GPA, if not, I'm gonna kill you. They don't mean they're gonna kill you literally, like they just, they'll be mean to you. That's what a lot of them, especially African parents. My parents never did that to me, so I just thank God for my parents. They didn't, my dad, if you didn't do so well, he would just be like, oh, you can do better, what's going on? He would ask questions to try and figure it out. My mom, same thing, you can do better. She'll pray for you, pray with you. But a lot of parents are really hard on their students. So please, parents, I want to plead with us, please try to pray for your children instead of mentally abuse them and make it worse. A lot of students are going through a lot mentally. So please learn how to pray for them and ask them about things beyond their studies. Like, how are you doing? How are your friends doing? Be interested in their lives, their social lives, not just studies, because some student parent relationships are so robotic. Hello, how are you? Okay, how is your school? How is school? Okay, that's good. Hope you have eaten. Please, let's parents, be more involved in your children's life. Even if you don't know how to, your parents did not do that to you, and you're still trying to figure out, okay, how can I relate to my child in this manner? Just start somewhere. One day, just ask, how was your night? How are your friends? Okay, I hope none of your friends are giving you issues. Are you having any friend problems? Just be involved, be more involved, be like a friend but also a guardian that's willing to counsel them. Don't be so hard on your children that are college students that they don't want to even speak to you about anything. Okay, and then another thing I want to talk about is financial stress. Okay, a lot of people go through financial stress in college. They don't know where the next money is coming from. They don't know. As a college student, number one, I want to tell you, if you don't know how to cook, please go on YouTube and Google recipes and start trying things out so you can save your money. Okay, that's how I love eating out. I enjoyed eating out, but number one, the food in certain countries is not so good. The chicken has a lot of hormones added in, and you end up in the hospitals. You end up having sicknesses and diseases that you don't even know the origin for, and you're asking yourself, this thing never happens to me back home. Why am I going through this? So please, it's very important. Learn how to, find the local store, like local, if you're African market, if you're Indian market. Korean, wherever you can find. A lot of times, if you're African, they might not have an African store where you're going to college. They might have an international food store. You can go there and find some of those organic things that you're used to eating. So please, and if you're an American student, same thing applies to you. If you're, American and you're in America, same thing applies to you. You don't have to eat all that food out there. Learn how to cook on your own. You're on that college budget, honey. You need to learn how to manage your money. Even if your parents are billionaires, still be responsible financially so you can receive more. You can naturally attract more. Okay? So we talked about financial stress. We talked about making sure that you have social things in your college routine that help you distress, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is stress from relationships. Now, your mother, your father may never know those boyfriends or that boyfriend that you have. Your mother, father may never know about the girlfriends or that girlfriend that you have. You may be feeling like, I'm home away from home, man. I can do my own thing. But the only person that you mess with by engaging yourself in bad relationships is you. When you hurt, it's your heart. Your mom, your dad may feel bad and say, oh, sorry, you'll be okay, everything, but it's your life, it's your heart. Your parents have done a lot to get you to where you are. Be responsible as college students, please. I'm not saying don't have friends. I'm not saying don't talk to people of the opposite sex. I'm not even saying don't date in a godly manner. But all I'm saying is be responsible for yourself. Whatever you wouldn't want your child doing to hurt themselves, don't do to yourself. And overall, just make sure you take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Please, please, please. I have done my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. I've done my master's degree in engineering management in 2 different locations, although one was more distance learning and I was only there sometimes. And I'm currently doing my PhD. If you have any questions about college life, I'm not a doctor, so if it's, things that are medical, I might not be able to answer your questions, but I will give you advice on what to do. Refer you, hey, talk to this place or go here or do this. If you have any questions about college life, whether you're American or you're an immigrant in America going through college, please reach out to me. I am willing to answer your questions. I'm willing to help you out, whatever it is, resume, career, and I'll be talking about some more of those things on here. But I just really wanted to deal with college and mental health because I've been there and I know you need to take care of yourself, okay, and be responsible. All right, reach out to me through my email, lorettawandu@gmail.com, LORETTANWANDU@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Instagram and let's get talking, okay? All right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, stay healthy in your mind. Be responsible financially and otherwise. And I will see you next time on the channel. God bless you. Bye. You already know I love y'all. Bye.